Dear colleagues, my name is Lenka Odehnalová and I would like to present you results of my scientific project. The project, called Contemporary Russian Literature on Borders, was focused on the spheres of comparative literature, genre studies and poetics because of the fact that over the past 40 years, literature has intensively shifted to the verge of factual and artistic genres, the verge of aesthetics and document, fact and fiction, or fiction and non-fiction. This thematic, genre and structural shift is a characteristic feature of the contemporary literature. The basis of our methodological approaches is connected with a comparative genre analysis that does not avoid impulses of various concepts of literary criticism, immanent methods, sociology of literature, area studies. The project was divided into 3 phases. The first phase of project was devoted to the study of primary and secondary literature about contemporary Russian literature and autobiographical genres. In the second phase were published articles in scientific journals. The last phase of the project was devoted to the completion of the main output, a collective monograph. In the project, I set the following goals: research of contemporary Russian literature, focusing on the genre spectrum of literary works, which are in terms of literary genre on the borderline of fiction and non-fiction, answering the key question about an invasion of documentary genres into belletta, and the predominance of genres verging on non-fiction and documentary literature. So far have been published 3 results, 2 articles in journals Novaya Rusistika and Filologia Rosika, and 1 article was published in the publication Česká a slovenská slavistická komparatistika a volmanovská tradice as a chapter in a book. The article devoted to the Apocalypse and Dostoevsky's Diary of a Writer, several contexts, will be published in the 2nd number of the journal Filologia Rosika. My chapter in the collective monograph, Different Texts, Different Authors, Interspaces of Contemporary Literature, will be published at the beginning of the year 2024. The other outputs will be published during the year 2024. In the framework of the project, I participated in several conferences. Last year, I took part in an online conference about Dostoevsky that was organized on the occasion of the anniversary of the writer's birth. The conference was organized by Turkish University in Kars and Russian Dostoevsky State University in Omsk. I also participated in online conference devoted to the elements in literature, culture and art and presented the paper about the air motif in works by contemporary Russian writer Yevgeny Vodolaskin. This conference was organized by the University of Gdansk. Last year took place at the Faculty of Education of the University of Hradec Králové, the annual conference organized by the Department of Russian Language and Literature called Dialogue of Cultures. My paper was focused on the genre specifics of diary entries about children in contemporary Russian, Slovak and Czech literature. This year, the conference Dialogue of Cultures focused on apocalypse, post-apocalypse, and dystopia as forms of dialogue. My conference paper, dealing with the apocalyptic imagery and numerical symbolism, was submitted to the journal Filologia Rosika. In June, I attended the seminar Iranism in World Literatures and Art. In the project, I focused on the Czech reception of contemporary Russian literature in journals on the Russian studies, Rosika Olomoucensia, Filologia Rosika, and Novaya Rusistika over the past 10 years. Then I researched genre specifics of diaries, pointing on a genre shift, which can be observed in the works of the female authors in Russian and other Slavonic literatures. From the position of contact relations, I pointed out common and different places that emerge between Dostoevsky's Diary of a Writer and works by Czech and Slovak literary critics. In the study, which will be published in the collective monograph, I researched the penetration of autobiography into contemporary Russian novels with chronicle features. First of all, I would like to emphasize that I participated in the conference Dialogue of Cultures, organized by the Department of Russian Language and Literature. In addition to colleagues from the Department of Russian Language and Literature, I collaborated with Dr. Nadezhda Heinrichova from the Department of German Language and Literature and Teresa Schmidová from the Department of Czech Literature. Both colleagues contributed a chapter to the collective monograph, different texts, different authors, interspaces of contemporary literature. The chapter by Teresa Schmidová is devoted to the genre specifics of the so-called fan fiction about Harry Potter in Czech environment. Colleague Heinrichova contributed to the monograph with a chapter devoted to the problem of the graphic novel in contemporary German literature. Both colleagues enrich the collective monograph with the focus of their chapters, for which I would like to thank them. Results published in the collective monograph will also contribute to increasing the guarantee potential of the faculty. The collective monograph will not only support the collaboration between departments, but also connected focus of the project with doctoral studies. As for the cooperation abroad, I have started a cooperation with the Polish journal Zagadnienia rodzajów literackich, which is devoted to the problems of literary genres. Last year, I reviewed several articles for this periodical. I have participated in several international scientific conferences in online mode. In Poland, Turkey, and Russia. I am still in contact with colleagues from abroad. They regularly offer me publishing opportunities in journals published at their workplace, invite me to other conferences and colloquia. In connection with the publication of the collective monograph, I collaborated with Slovak professor Natalia Moranska, who reviewed the collective monograph and sent valuable comments on the work. Finally, I would like to thank to my supervisor, Jana Kostincová, for leading the project, to my colleagues from Department of Russian Language and Literatures for their cooperation, to the management of the Faculty of Education for the opportunity to work on this kind of project, and finally to Eliška Drabinová for her administrative support during the project.